is no action. Our kids are still being killed. I've asked for a meeting with the Home Secretary. I'm still awaiting.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you say that. The Prime Minister saying that all departments are engaged on this. It's being made a priority. Sajid Javid meeting police forces this week. The Deputy Assistant Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police announcing this lunchtime that there will be more officers on the streets, that shifts are being extended. We have this every time we have another teenager killed, don't we?
Yeah, every time. And it's great putting more officers on the beat. The officers aren't the problem. It's the system behind them. It's like having a carpenter saying, build a wardrobe, but I'm not going to give you any chisel. There's no backing for the police. There is no deterrent. These kids are more scared of their gang members and their friends than what they are of any discipline or deterrence that we are giving them.
So you want to see tougher deterrence. What about getting to the root of the causes of why teenagers are getting involved with gangs?
Of course we're getting to the root of the causes. That's what our charity does. We work along with the Home Office, doing the CUP project and the PFCC of Essex. However, what we need is the group at the moment, this generation at the moment, they are just so out of control, we cannot control them. We have hope with the new generations coming up. We can educate, we can train, but the ones that are on the streets at the moment are the ones that are killing. It's not hard if you see a group of gang of boys with their pants hanging around their ankles doing the duck waddle, then you know full well in the middle of the night they're probably up to no good. It's a stop and search, which I know the police do.
And Cressida Dick has talked about this a lot and has put a lot of behind stop and search powers, which some would regard as deeply controversial.
Well, that's their problem. Once they've got a child laying on the slab, then they can tell me it's controversial. I'm sorry, at the end of the day, we have got a dangerous walk on our own streets with our own youngsters that haven't been disciplined, we haven't guided them, they're not allowed to be told off at school, there's nothing. We are reaping what we sow.
And Caroline, from what you're saying, listening to you, you seem to think that it's almost too late for this current generation, that the damage is done.
The damage is done. I'm sorry, the damage is done for this current, unless we start putting things, the inclusions after school, absolutely fantastic as ideas. But at the moment, we've still got this age group between the age of 14 and 17 whose parents are quite young as well, and they haven't got a clue how to behave. They've never been taught it. It's down to the parents. This is our job. We raise a child. They are committing child abuse by allowing their child to take weapons out and mix with gang members.
Caroline, tell us about your son, Jay.
Jay was very much like many other, for good measure, just plunged one in his heart. But that's so cars, but they're warm and they're safe. My son's 10 foot under.
Caroline, it's devastating to hear your account of what happened to your boy, and when you hear headlines again like this weekend, it must take you right back.
I've literally been in tears nearly all day. What's left in my heart, I so send to these families, because what we're doing here is we are trying to raise people, we are trying to raise our kids good, but there are so many things against them in this life for the good kids. You know, somebody's got to do something, somebody's got to stop talking about it and start acting.
Yeah, your message to the Home Secretary, Caroline?
One, I'd like a meeting. Two, we're working with the Home Office on a street-bound workshop where we are going out and we are asking the kids, that's how we know the answers. But to the Home Secretary, if something doesn't happen, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Caroline Shearer, very powerful to hear your testimony today. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us.